With this being my 60th YouTube video, I want to share some lessons I've learned along the way. And I feel like we learn more from our mistakes than our wins. So here are 3 of my biggest mistakes I've made on YouTube so that you can avoid them. So the first and biggest mistake I've made on YouTube so far is that I forgot my why. And the reason that's my biggest mistake is because my why is my foundation. It's the main reason I create. So if you don't have a strong enough why, or you forget it, you'll lose motivation, you'll burn out, and you'll likely give up. So my why is to express myself while helping artists overcome obstacles on their creative journeys. And that's what I forgot. I had one video pop off, and those big numbers blinded me. Because at the time I posted that video, it had around 100 views. But 4 months later, it reached over 30,000. So in that moment, I forgot my why. Like I said, I was blinded by the numbers. Because that one video shifted my focus from expressing myself and helping others to chasing those big numbers. And I can't say this enough. Chasing numbers is a dangerous game. And that's because numbers are infinite, so you'll never have enough. One of your videos might get 1,000 views, which is a huge accomplishment. But if you're chasing numbers, you'll overlook that. You'll wish you got 2,000 views, 3,000, 10,000. It'll never end. And that's where I found myself. I was chasing those big numbers with every video I made. And when I didn't get them, it affected me and my art. It honestly started to feel like I was working a regular job again. I was just clocking in for a paycheck instead of seeking fulfillment. But I understand that numbers are important. They show us things like our progress and they help us pay our bills. However, solely focusing on the numbers wasn't a strong enough why for me. And I had to learn that the hard way after burning out. I started to question myself and my journey. I asked myself a lot of questions like, is this what being a YouTuber feels like? And all those questions helped me realize that chasing big numbers was never my goal. My goal was always to have fun, to be creative, and help others do the same. So ask yourself, what is your why? And there are no right or wrong answers. It all depends what you want out of YouTube. It could be making a lot of money, or it could just be a creative outlet. Whatever it is, you have to constantly remind yourself because it'll help you stay consistent and take you as far as you want to go. So as a result of chasing numbers, it led me to another big mistake. I ended up boxing myself in to only providing value. And I know that doesn't sound like a bad thing. I mean, we have people like Gary Vee that tell us to provide value. Or like his book says, jab, jab, right hook. But the problem I found with that is that our audiences don't really get to know who we really are. They only expect us to continue to give value. And that can be draining. I mean, it's just like in real life. When you're in a one-sided relationship, it's stressful, it's draining, it just sucks. And that's because you're losing who you are to please others. And that's how I felt when making videos. I was losing myself trying to please others and the algorithm. For instance, in my older videos, I always provided my experiences and my perspectives. But after I started chasing numbers, I stopped doing that. I felt like nobody would want to hear about me. They only wanted the value. So I cut that out. And it did help me get more views. But again, I realized the views don't bring me fulfillment. It's the exploring my creativity and expressing how I see the world that makes me feel complete. So my advice to you is to don't lose who you are in order to please others or to fit in. Don't box yourself into only providing value. Show us who you are. Show us what makes you different. By adding those things on top of the value is how you will set yourself apart on YouTube. Finally, the last big mistake I've made is thinking there are rules to making YouTube videos. For example, one of the things that held me back from starting a YouTube channel was thinking that I had to make every video 10 minutes or longer. And that's because these videos I watched about growing on YouTube said you had to make 10-minute videos so that you could place more ads on them. But again, it goes back to my why. Is the reason I'm making YouTube videos to place more ads on them and to make more money. And as you know, that's not what I'm here for. My why is to express myself. I want to make art. And there are no rules to making art. You can express yourself in a 1-minute video or an hour-long video. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you're happy with what you create. Another example is that these videos tell you to niche down. And I must admit, it does work if you want to grow. However, if you want to express yourself however you want, you can't niche down to only talking about one topic. I mean, we're human. We have different interests. Sometimes I want to talk about sports. Sometimes I want to talk about philosophy. Sometimes I want to talk about photography. I have so many interests. I don't want to have to box myself in. So my advice to you is to create whatever you want. And the truth is, you probably won't hit those big numbers. However, you will be happy with what you create. And that's the most important metric you need to worry about.